Hey everybody, back again for episode 9 of Echoes of Zen. I'm Jason. We're going to be joined again by my wife, Leah, who will be playing Laurelin, and the Brothers Grimm here. Tom playing Haru, and San playing Galvin, the human wizard. We're going to pick right back up where we had left off 2 sessions ago, where the party has entered a large circular chamber and have been met by ancient statues that have learned their language very, very quickly and are questioning them about Avacna. So that's where we'll pick it up. The statues approach the party. They approach into change, and by the time they reach you, they have spoken in clear common in the accent of Haru. How do you know this name?
I heard it in a vision while I was dying.
Two eye each other and start talking amongst themselves. This sounds like a bit of a heated argument. Sharp hisses as they speak. And the one on the left would half bow and say, apologies, my here is more than a bit rude. I am we stand in the library of Avacna, mourning her great passing through all these ages.
You're cutting out something fierce.
I'm cutting out something fierce. So the gist of that was, we stand in the library of Avacna, which has seen better time in previous ages. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Avacna was the name of a province, city, or institution.
She giggles a little bit. Lords, no. Avacna was the greatest of our kinds. She created us, as you see us here, as well as many mechanical wonders. She was the guardian of this place before, and she trails off with before.
Whatever catastrophe hit this land.
And Arlana flips her hand as she begins to walk back towards the left of the room, which goes down into another stairway. She flippantly responds, yes, catastrophe is one way to put it. I put it that this is the time that we've lost everything. And yet here we are. And here you stand. She continues to walk and makes it to the top of the stairs. Glares back at the 4 of you and makes her way down.
Was this a bad time?
Ariel turns to you. I must apologize. We were discussing what to do with the other. It seems we have a number of visitors in these recent months. Or is it years? It's hard to tell anymore.
Most likely months.
At any rate, We couldn't allow them to go any further. And she stops herself. Yeah, never mind with all that. What?
What do you mean? You couldn't allow them to go any further?
You still have not answered my question. Why are you here? Galvin, roll me a perception check. No, Arcana check.
Oh, 18 plus 5, 23.
Excellent. You can almost feel the hum of power coming off of Ariel as she's questioning you about why you're here. She is a very, very powerful magic user.
The reason we're here, we're explorers. We're looking for interesting things. And we're also looking for the people that disappeared on this island before us.
The people before, like you.
Yes, like the one that perished outside of these chambers.
Are you with them?
We come after them.
She pauses and considers. Very well. Let me show you the way. And she also turns and goes straight across the room where a set of doors are kind of 45-degree angled against the wall on the far side, on the left and the right.
I'm going to look at Haru and say, I suggest we leave.
Not the least bit curious about what lies beyond those doors.
Well, I'm curious, but as you know, I prefer to stay intact.
Humph.
I'm curious.
Coming along, Ariel calls from across the chamber. It
Haru's going to
echoes.
step forward.
Okay. We're going forward.
Yep.
He is going to give a glance backwards through the path they've come and just mentally figure how quickly he could move through that if he had to.
Okay. She pushes aside one door. It opens to the inside, and beyond it is a hallway that winds down and a spiral stair. The walls are in excellent shape. Not murals, swirls and symbols glow among every few steps or so, up and down the entirety of the wall. You travel down approximately, 30, 45 seconds as you're going down these stairs. It winds around and opens up into a larger chamber that is rectangular in shape. Straight across, you hear the rushing of water and feel the coolness of the wind as a bridge lays over a gap in the stonework itself. To your left and your right, you see on the walls golden beetle shells tightly packed all along each of the walls. Ariel continues across the bridge and stops approximately 20 feet from the bridge at a control panel of sorts. and awaits your following.
Okay. Well, Haru's going to move up alongside her unless she indicates that we're supposed to stand somewhere else.
Laurelin will follow.
We'll go.
As you approach, you see. I'm sorry. What was that, Galvin?
I'll go forward.
I'm sorry.
I will go forward.
Oh, you'll go forward. Okay, sorry. I was having trouble hearing you. When you approach, you see her quickly manipulate the control panel, and the walls themselves in front of you start grinding and slowly moving. You hear large gears from somewhere deep as the wall slides open and reveals a small hallway that immediately goes to the left.
Okay. I'm going to take a few seconds to look at the control panel.
Okay. It is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It is made from a very shiny, reflective metal, and opens up at the top, flattens out, where there are a series of symbols that you have no idea what they mean. Laid out in almost like a keyboard type of shape.
But she punched in a certain sequence.
Yes.
Okay.
He wants to know what the sequence is.
If
I don't know. That would have been a perception check at disadvantage.
Yeah. Can I take it?
I mean, if you want.
Okay, I'll try. No, I just got 2.
And an 18, but a 2.
Yeah.
Too fast. For
Yeah.
superior.
And she gestures forward. I believe the answers you seek are this way.
Haru looks at her and asks, "You're not going to walk ahead of us this time?"
No, I have duties to attend to.
Okay.
Do take care.
Insight
When-
check.
Okay.
Does she just want us to walk to our deaths? That's a natural 19.
Cool.
Plus 1, so dirty 20.
Yeah, you hear the annoyance in her voice, but don't feel any real malice. She hands you a small scroll. She says, when you enter the center, you will find another one of these panels here. Enter this sequence exactly to find your way forward.
I'll accept the scroll, unroll it, kind of look at it. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Nope.
And I couldn't even begin to comprehend what the symbols etched into it means. So I just kind of handed it over to Galvin.
Okay.
What would happen if we didn't enter in the sequence correctly?
Well, there are safeguards, of course. You stand in the single surviving chamber of knowledge from the time before. Avakna herself collected these vast tomes of knowledge. The ones before you came this way, they have not come back since. We have wondered their fate. Do take care as she swirls around and heads back towards the bridge itself.
Out of character, she's just going to start humming and say, "I'm a genius."
Yeah.
Well, it's an ancient library holding many secrets. She's obviously a curator. Okay, so I guess I'm going to step into that room cautiously.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of narrow. Haru, you're a little claustrophobic as you enter in. The hallway immediately juts to the left and travels about 15 feet, where it would jut to the right.
Okay, so it's zigzagging.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose we'll press on carefully. See, who's got our light source? Was it Gelvin with
Yep,
dancing lights or something?
I have
Light spell. All right.
Yeah, this is not a darkened area. The entire facility is lit by an unknown source. It's like the walls, the floor, and the ceilings themselves are emitting the light.
I remember that.
Okay.
All three of you roll a perception check.
Okay. Well, I already burned my 19, so
Okay. I got
hey,
a dirty 20.
Yeah, same.
natural. Or I got a total of 18.
Yep, I got a dirty 20.
Okay, the cave clean water smell that was in the room you were previously in is gone now. The air in here is almost acrid. It's a slight burn as you inhale. It's not a stale air. It's very clinical. It's very clean, and it's a slight foul taste in your mouth as you breathe.
Purified.
Hmm.
You continue on the hallway just to the right, and then just again to the right, almost in a complete U-turn, and travels 25 feet directly in front of you. There's no other turns. It's straightforward.
Hmm.
So basically, we're just following the corridor as it proceeds along, and there's not really ways we can get off track.
No, not really. It's forward or back, one of the two.
Well, I guess we're pressing forward until we see the control panel or something that's an obvious hazard.
Minutes. Almost maze-like, but it's just a single direction, and it opens up into a small square room, perfectly angled. In the very center of it is another console.
I think this is what she was talking about.
Mhm.
Where's that scroll?
I have it.
Well, it's center in the sequence.
Well, looking around the small square room, is there like ash or remnants of some kind of biological ooze that was dissolved in acid?
No, it's very, very clean in here. There's nothing at all.
Like gelatinous cube clean? Sorry.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I look at the panel and I've got a list. She never said if it was forward, back, up, or down. I don't know which direction this language is inscribed.
That's a very good question.
Why would you even mention
Now instead of earlier.
that?
Yeah. You tell you
Maybe
what.
That's what happened to them all.
Why don't you roll me a percentage and tell me what it is.
Percentage. No.
Well, is the script flowing at all, or are the symbols distinctly arranged on the page? If they flow,
They're
that gives us a clue.
No, it's not like a fluid writing or anything. It's very stop and go symbolage.
Okay.
51.
Okay. You enter in what you believe to be the correct sequence. The door behind that you entered in slides shut. You hear the word again as you feel kind of a rumble from everywhere. You can't really determine what direction this is coming from. You hear lots of slams and whirs, and then to your left, where Laurelyn is standing, she was leaning up against the wall, and it slides forward, almost tripping her up, and another hallway.
I guess we're supposed to go here.
Seems likely. Shame we didn't ask for clarification on that scroll.
I wonder how many doors this
Shame.
control panel opens.
I guess we find out.
No, we checked the one that opened. So we're gonna move through that hallway that just opened up cautiously because we're not 100% sure it was right. So
Okay.
I guess searching for traps.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me any kind of a perception check as you'll work your way through this.
All of us?
Whoever's going to take lead, whoever's going to look for traps or anything
I
out of
think
ordinary.
I think we should have Laurelyn do it because she's got proficiency in perception.
Okay.
Don't let us down.
Oh, thanks. 13.
Yeah, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. It's just a long hallway that goes probably about 50, 60 feet ahead of you.
Looks good. Let's go.
You start to sweat a little bit as the tightness of this hallway is reminiscent of your time spent below as a slave. You start hearing in the back of your head the Dark Elves' language, harshly barking orders for the slave lines to move forward. You can almost feel the whip slap your back as they press on.
Laurelyn's gonna kind of just grab onto Haru's wrist area and just kind of keep moving forward. She's not gonna say anything.
It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but sure.
Laurelyn's
Yeah, you can. She is trembling pretty good going through here. You press forward and enter into a large room where there are rows and rows and rows and rows of shelving there. The air in here smells old, as if nothing has really opened up in here in quite a long time.
Mhm.
Along each shelf are rolls of scrolls, ancient books of sorts that are bound in just flaps of leather, odd writings on some of them as they're stacked up. You can see, and these go on a very long way. This is a large room.
Haru is going to curiously walk up to one of the books and just
Alvin,
see if the pages are still intact or if they crumble to dust as soon as they're touched.
mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the scrolls.
Like, is this still a viable library, or is it
Well, there's no moisture.
beyond salvage? Moisture, no. Things will age and decay.
Haru would pick up one of the scrolls, and I guess not knowing the strength that you have versus this very fragile artifact,
Well, I'm assuming it's going to crumble to dust. I'm like gingerly touching it and seeing if it just dissolves.
even with that, it snapped apart.
I grimace.
Lost knowledge now.
I'm not sure if I have
Unless you have some trick to restore these things to their pristine condition so they're actually usable.
I'm afraid if I use prestidigitation on it, it'll clean them away.
It will.
Um,
Some DMs would let you get away with restoring them with mending. I don't know if Jason is one of those guys.
Can
He's like make
Can
whole.
Laurelin start looking around?
Yeah. Do you wander off?
Yeah, just kind of want to look through the shelves, maybe investigation.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Not very good. 8.
Okay. Yeah. As you walk around several of the shelves, they go on. This room does not glow. Only the glow of the hallway sheds any light in here. Your dark vision allows you to see around as you walk around several of the shelves. You look back and realize you don't see the light anymore.
What do I see when I look back?
Just shelves. Shelves forward, shelves back, shelves to the sides.
I'm going to
I see.
use dancing lights
Okay.
because this room is obviously dark. I'm going to spread them out some.
What Haru is going to do is kind of walk through the shelves and see if he can find like a sort of like a central plaza, as it were, where people could sit down and read, and maybe see if there's another holographic image there.
Okay. I have a kid calling. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. He's got aggro.
Child aggro.
Mhm. I wonder which one it was that called him. I can't hear anything with this headset.
Maybe they called for mom 6 times, and then when you didn't respond, they just said, "Dad."
Maybe.
Well,
Which one was it? Oh. Yeah. We left the air on, so
you're going to want
one
to
of
get
our
calls ready just in case you use them.
do what?
I'm talking to you, Thomas.
What calls?
Haru.
Oh, the roar. Fine. There we go.
Number 4.
Apparently that never gets old.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Sorry about
I
that.
don't remember if I had gained a level last time or not. I'm at level 3.
We're all level 3 right now.
Okay, good. Good.
Okay, so would follow one of the dancing lights as it shoots forward. Laurelyn, you would see the glow as it one flits several rows ahead of you, flits right across, followed by Haru heading forward.
Do I see anything else?
No. Yeah, no.
Any of the books or scrolls or anything stick out to me? Like, I look at one of the shelves next to me.
Okay, yeah, you run your hand across it. There's not even a collection of dust here.
No dust at all.
No dust at all.
I'm going to mention that. That's odd. There's no dust.
Yeah, and you would hear that echo from your left somewhere.
Her will stop for a moment and glance in that direction, and I'm guessing since Laurelyn is beyond the reach of the light that he needs to see, you just kind of shrug. Would I know that dust can only form when people are moving through an area regularly? And if you have an enclosed box with nothing really in it, that doesn't magically accumulate dust? Or
I think that would be an easy enough deduction.
Yeah. Then in that case, her will just say, then there hasn't been any visitors here in a long time.
All the voices are echoing through the room, coming through each shelf.
The door didn't close behind us, did it?
It definitely did.
No, I didn't.
Well, after we look here, I suggest we go back and try a different sequence.
Well, this sequence
Is there anything in the center of the room?
That's where Haru is going. And you do find in a large area, circular in shape. The edges of the shelves are even curved to make it perfectly circular. There is a large table along the center of the circle. Several chairs are there. Very oddly designed, oddly carved wood. The swirls and the handiwork is something to behold. Whoever made these was very, very skilled at what they did. On that are several tomes and scrolls that are unrolled, all in the same pictograph type language that you've seen since you've entered here.
Okay. The scrolls are unrolled in pictograph language. But they are probably going to crumble again. That's your spell book.
Yep. Sadly, I don't have anything to translate.
Yep, didn't prepare comprehend languages.
Well, let me see what level that is.
First level. Tongues is 3rd level.
Is it druidic? Because I know that.
I think it's only on the wizard, bard, and maybe cleric spell lists.
Yeah. If I knew I was going to be looking at ancient ruins, I would have taken it.
We knew we were going to the ancient ruins.
When we started,
Yeah.
that was
Laura,
months.
as you come out from between two of the shelves, following the voice of Haru and the light, to your immediate left as you come in is several work tables along each of the edges of shelves, where there are small tools and several oddly shaped and various colored crystalline stones. Look a lot like quartz at first glance.
That's what I do.
Gavin, have you made your way here?
Sure, I made my way there and I see the rocks.
Okay.
I'm
You also see.
really intrigued.
Okay.
Haru's gonna look around and see if he can find like a stone tablet that might help with learning the language at least.
As
Something you'd carry back.
as you are working your way around the table, you find an open book written in Elvish. You recognize this script as current era Elvish.
Hmm.
I don't know if you can read Elvish.
Haru can't, but he knows someone who does. He is going to just make sure the book is not going to crumble to dust when he excitedly grabs it. Just like a poke or two, and then pick it up and carry it over to Laurelin.
Oh yeah, this book is not old. This has been brought in. Laurelin, as you look over it, where is that? Pardon me, guys. Sorry.
No, I might as well mention I know two languages, Common and Dwarvish.
Common and Dwarvish.
So he says he found Elvish. I'm going to look for Dwarvish. Let's see if I can see.
Yeah, I can do Common, Druidic, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Wow, that's a lot of languages.
I'm trying to locate where I had this name. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
The joys of doing it live.
Yes, there it is. Yeah, he hands you this this journal, and it belonged to a person named Eliza Hanover. Doesn't sound like an Elvish name, but it is written very fluently. You're kind of impressed on how well the handwriting itself is. She's trying to make sense of the symbols. You see several scribbles along some of the more common of the symbols, followed by paragraphs of her ranting about this infernal language with no real breakthrough. She mentions going back to the surface and talking with Barclay about maybe sending off for a language expert.
Barclay.
Anything else of interest in this book?
You flip through the beginnings of it. It detailed the journey across, how bored she was, the excitement of landfall, The several notes as they explored deeper into the island, much as you guys have.
What's at the end of the book?
Now, the end was her writing about going back to the surface and talking to Barclay.
So uneventful.
And
And
never made it, obviously.
did she date her entries?
Yes, she did. The dates of the journey and the landfall follow perfectly with the first colonists. This last entry that she actually dated was many months ago. Sorry. You guys have been on the island several months yourselves. So almost a year since this last writing.
Okay.
All right, almost a year since this last writing. Well, there might be some information in there. In my notes here, it says that a Eliza Arklash, as well as a Rayland Arklash, traveled to different islands in the chain and came back changed, whatever that may mean.
Mhm. Yeah, the names, the first name was the same, wasn't it?
So now we know she was a researcher.
Mhm.
I guess we'll see what Galvin finds with the crystals that appear to be quartz.
Okay.
What kind of roll should I make her?
This is definite arcana.
Okay. Oh. 19 plus 5, that's going to be 24.
Oh, excellent. You would recognize these as something of legend. Archmages across the realms search out these artifacts from
Philosophers?
long ago. They were called, as you recall, Ioun stones.
Can you repeat that?
Ioun stones.
What do I know of them? I obviously know of them, but
They were said to amplify the arcane abilities of anyone that knew how to manipulate their energies.
And just for clarification, and like D&D lore, Ioun is a goddess. Is she a goddess in this world, or have we not heard of her? We just have the stones from like an archmage or something of similar name and repute.
Ioun wasn't a goddess. Definitely a person of legend, but Haru wouldn't know very much of it.
All right.
do I know how to manipulate them?
No, you don't.
It would probably take a while for me to study that.
Mhm.
But I'm not sure if the librarians would appreciate me taking one of them.
Just collect them and you can ask for permission. Say, hey, I found these. Is it okay if I take them, or should I return them to you?
We're not saying anything at all.
Anything at all?
Also, security. I'm going to explain to you exactly
Mhm.
how powerful these things, these statues are. That's one of the reasons why I suggested we turn away. But it's an interesting find nonetheless.
Maybe you shouldn't take them.
We can come back for it later, probably, but I don't know when that would be.
Do
Maybe
you touch them?
No, I haven't touched it yet.
Okay.
But I guess I will.
Okay. As you touch the first one, a flash image appears in your head for just a moment. Again, it's this massive ball of fire that seems to be right on you, but then it's gone.
When I let go of it.
Would you?
well, does he drop it and the image vanishes, or does it vanish despite him holding on to it? I think that's what
Oh,
he's
it vanished despite.
Okay. So fire.
Fire, what do you mean?
I described the sensation when I touched it.
Wow.
A great ball of fire.
I want to touch it.
Okay. I give it to her.
Yeah, you touch it and you feel something otherworldly, but no vision assaults you.
Okay.
It feels kind of unnatural in your hand.
What about the second one? How many are there?
There are about 6.
Okay.
Haru is just going to walk over and touch one of them at random.
Like poke it.
Set his
Like poke it with your claw.
finger on top of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
not picking up.
it feels like a rock to you.
Okay.
Because you don't use magic. Maybe. But do each of them have like a different quality to it? Or was it just
All various shapes, but they look purposeful in their cut. These aren't like half cut, I would say. These seem to be, well, whoever was messing with these or whoever created them, this was a finished work.
they made gems worthy of a king?
Mm-hmm.
Do they look like they fit into something?
I mean, they could fit into something if you found something for them to fit in. I mean, they would be about, I mean, just for pop culture reference, they'd be about the size of the Infinity Stones. Don't read too much into that.
Of course. Okay.
Gavin, roll me a perception check.
Okay. 10.
10. As you're each of
11.
these, as you're picking each of these up and inspecting them, one of the tools catches your eye, and itself has very fine symbols built into it, much like the rest of them you've seen. And these start to appear familiar to you. You still can't quite read them, but there is an air of familiarity to the symbols themselves.
So I'm starting to recognize some of the symbols.
Mm-hmm.
At least a vague. I'm going to. Is it okay if I roll an insight?
Yeah.
Like,
What would your purpose? Like,
What's the purpose, Sam? Describe it.
Insight. You said they're tools.
yeah, they appear to be like jewel cutters tools.
Okay. I'm going to. Let's see. How am I going to do it? So they're jewel cutter tools. Were they? I guess I'm going to use insight to see if they were used on these gems. You are muted at the moment.
That would be more of a perception roll.
Okay. But insight.
There's no real reason to roll insight in this situation.
Yeah,
If you're thinking insight just because you have proficiency in it instead of perception, then
no. I guess just I was grasping at the feeling of them being familiar.
Wouldn't insight be like for
But
like intentions? True intentions?
I guess it's not proper usage.
well,
Can I look at what he's looking at?
Yeah.
Can I do a perception?
Yes. What was that awful hum?
feedback.
24.
There we go.
Yeah. You don't recognize the symbols any more than you did before.
Even though I got a 24? Oh, I don't know what this is.
Well, I'm the one that had like knowledge put in my brain. Guess my roll should have been perception.
Well, you already did a perception check. You just, in that case, you would have been asking to repeat the roll.
Yeah.
So what are we
All
rolling
right.
for?
Well, let's move along.
I mean, yeah, we're just going to do a quick search of this room for anything that we may have missed. Haru was looking for samples of this writing to bring back so that someone smarter than him can be confounded by it. Well, he just laughed at them.
Well, we could take the journal. It had them inscribed.
The Elven journal, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you have those. You might be able to pack away one or two of the books, the book
Ask
scrolls.
for a checkout.
Is there anything else in Elvish? Like other writings, other books? Or was that just the only one?
Just this journal.
Yep. It was from one of the fallen comrades. But yeah, it's a library. We should probably check out. And if we have a book to submit to the library, that might be a good thing too.
Take knowledge, leave knowledge.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. Most likely what happened to the other people that came here is they didn't return knowledge.
Don't you have one of the spell books from what has turned into your residence?
Do I have a spell book?
The spare spell book.
Yeah. I do have a spare spell book on me.
Well, there you go.
I'll hand it to one of the librarians. See if I can get an exchange.
Oh, they're not down here. That you guys are totally
I know.
alone.
We would have to meet them on the way out.
Okay. So we're going back towards the hallway now?
Yep.
Okay.
So
Within a few minutes, you find yourselves back into the square room with the control panel.
Out of curiosity, Haru is going to look at the different doorways or hallways that we could potentially go through and see if there are any symbols marked in there that might differentiate what the what that room is called, like the hallway that we just came in through.
Oh, you're like looking for a symbol.
Just
Like-
looking up to see if any of the symbols that Galvin had to type in to open that doorway on the scroll
Mhm.
match any order around that hallway.
Yeah, like we were just in the library.
Yeah.
Nothing that you would recognize. Like I said, there are symbols and swirls that are seem to be a part of the wall, but you don't recognize any of them.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to make sure I state that I'm leaving those gems behind.
Okay.
They would be nice to have.
Haru is going to pick up one and very clearly hold it in his hand.
Okay.
Like he's not trying to hide it at all.
Okay.
When we go back, well, before he goes, he tries to take it outside the library room. He's going to gently stick it ahead of him to make sure no alarms or anything go off as he removes it from the library.
I'm going to ask him if he's going to take one. I'm going to have
Yeah.
him have it be the one that's a fireball.
Didn't we decide not to take any of these?
I'm not taking him.
Yeah.
He's taking.
I'm just going to ask for permission. If
Yeah.
they say no, it's like, all right, fine.
Okay.
Here you are, back at the control panel.
Hey.
So cautious.
Well, I already told him these things are potentially powerful.
Yeah.
So we're going to enter a different sequence in the reverse order.
Okay, and much the same thing happens. The hallway slides shut. It seems as if you're sealed solid in this square room. More humming, more whirs, more throbbing coming from all around you. And straight ahead of Galvin is another hallway that opens up, slides open. This one immediately curves to the right, like you step forward and immediately goes off to the right.
Can I make a perception check?
Yes.
If I get high enough, one,
What are you trying to determine? Just like Sam, don't roll.
fine.
Tell him what you want to do.
Well, I'm telling him what I think this is.
Okay.
This machine that we're in is like I guess above table would be called an elevator,
Okay.
but this one moves in
It's a Wonkavator.
3D.
It's a Wonka.
Yes. But I don't know what Galvin would call this.
So you think Galvin thinks that the room itself is moving?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Um,
that's neat. Like we move to like doors.
Yeah, there's no need for a roll for that. I mean, you can just explain what you think, or
He wants a roll to back it up to say, yeah, I totally got an 18 on this thing. I'm smart enough to figure this out.
But I'll roll low. A low roll.
Sub 10.
yeah, it would be very hard to tell perception wise if
Yeah.
the room itself is moving or if everything around it is moving.
It'd have to be a logical thing, like in straight intelligence.
Yeah.
So not everything's a skill.
I think this room is moving. Okay. So yeah, I guess we're going to cautiously move into the next room.
Before going through there, Haru wants to just take a quick, like, mental note on like a mental map, thinking back which way we came in and then which way the door opened. It's like, is this right? Are we supposed to go back through this door, or is this certain death?
It would it'd be hard to tell if this was the exact door
Okay.
that he walked in from. The hallway seems familiar.
Well, they all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then Haru gives off a hoof just like this place is confusing, and is going to lead the search through there.
Okay, walking into the hallway.
He'll the charge, and he's just going to look around cautiously to make sure that they're not going to get killed by something obvious.
Okay.
So,
As you're going down the hallway, all three of you are in.
yeah.
One of the panels slides open, but there's nothing there. The door that you walked into is still open. This one slides forward into another slight hallway that goes the opposite way that you've been walking.
So basically, it's telling us we can't go through there.
What?
We're walking through the hallway, and a panel slides to block off the way we're going. So we have to go.
No, not block off. You can still go the way you were going. It's just a panel opens and slides forward or slides to the side, and another hallway is opened up in the opposite direction that you turned. So if you were in the square room, instead of just turning right, now it turns right and left.
Seems confusing.
Okay, so is it the room that we're in with the control panel that two doors opened in?
No, you guys are in the hallway.
The hallway of the room, the door that just opened. We're in that.
It turned to the right. You guys walked into it and started walking down the hallway itself when one of the panels slid again and opened another hallway opposite of the way you were walking.
Okay.
Oh, so a new hallway.
Yep. Hallway.
Oh, let's go in there.
This is odd. Haru is going to look at the ion stone he's got and see if it like reacted at all to that panel.
Mm-mm.
Well, now we can make a wrong decision. Great. And if Laura Lynn wants to go that way, he'll just kind of shrug and say, well, we're going to be wandering down here for a while anyway. And
We might as well.
he'll move through that.
The second doorway?
Yeah, the second doorway.
You're muted.
How's Laurelyn's anxiety in this place?
Oh, it's atrocious. Yeah, you would very much like to get out of here as soon as possible.
I take it this hallway doesn't look like the way out.
You're not sure? The hallways get confusing. I'll be right back.
It all looks the same, Laura Lynn. We thought there was only one way to go through to get to the other side of this hallway, and now another option opens up, and that's why Hera's just like, can't make a wrong decision now.
Yeah. I mean, why did the second one open? It just did it on its own?
Yeah. It's this is either a trap of some kind, so we wander in this same hallway endlessly for ages, or we did something that opened up an alternative route.
And what did we do?
Haru just kind of looks down at his ion stone.
I don't think that's it.
Or the code was entered.
Did we step on something?
Nothing seemed to give. There was no indication that you had triggered anything.
Yeah. I suggest we go in the direction we were going to go into.
Can I look in that hallway?
Yeah,
Oh, what does it look like?
it looks exactly the same as the hallway that you're currently in.
But it leads backwards.
Yeah, but it leads the opposite direction. Roll me a perception check.
Leads left.
Okay.
Come on, do we have to start leaving a trail of breadcrumbs?
18.
As you're looking, you swear you saw kind of a shimmer.
I think I saw something shiny.
Seems like an obvious trap to me then.
I'm going to send. I still have my.
Send
Like,
it-
you mean shiny, or do you mean like
I'm going
Wavy.
to
like
my
like glowing?
down the hallway.
There's no light or glow. I'm not talking about light or glow. It kind of like,
Shimmering.
Mhm.
yeah,
know, like-
like,
Heat waves
like a
off.
desert.
Hmm. I think we should go in there.
I'm going to cast dancing lights again and send them forward. I know it's lit, but I want to see what happens when they reach the end of the hallway. As long as it's not 120 feet.
Yeah, no, it's not quite that far. And as your light gets right at the door that you guys came in at, the light kind of becomes a little bit opaque as it continues traveling. It's not quite as clear.
So is the hallway like steamy or like foggy?
No, it just shimmered a little bit.
Like magical shimmery?
Yeah, I want to go down that hallway.
Haru is going to pull one of his ball bearings out of his belt pouch
Mhm.
and flick it down the hallway so it rolls.
Okay. It bounces a little bit and it starts to roll. And as it gets to the door, immediately stops. You see the same shimmer. All of you see it now. Kind of just a jiggle.
I say we go the other way.
Stick my hand in there.
Haru thinks this is a bad idea.
Who thinks this is a bad idea?
Well, too late. I've already done it. My hand melt off. Yeah.
Yeah, do you feel like a cold wetness as your hand pushes into something, and then your skin immediately starts to burn, and you take 7 points of acid damage.
Oh man. Can I pull my hand out?
You not easily. You're gonna have to roll me a strength check.
Okay. The moment I
And-
the moment I see the look of pained horror on Laurelyn's face, can I grab her wrist and yank her hand out too?
Yes, strength check.
All right. Just have her roll with advantage.
19.
Okay, yeah, you pull it out and your hand immediately starts to steam in the coldness of the air. You see your skin is melting off. You can actually see part of it floating in the air above you. But you know now that this is not air. And everybody roll me initiative.
Okay.
I said
Okay.
gelatinous cube. I said gelatinous cube, guys.
I get a 7.
I got 7. Please tell me you get something better.
High enough to run away. Yeah, I got something slightly better than 7. I got a 12.
Take me with you, Haru.
So it's Haru acts first, then this gelatinous cube, and then who got higher, Laurelyn or Galvin?
They both got 7s. Who has high dexterity between you two? That's the tiebreaker.
I got 16.
So he's got a +3. What you got,
Yeah,
Laurelyn?
it's him. He's
All right,
He's got higher.
a little bit quicker
All right.
on his feet.
Then Galvin, and then Laurelin. How you want to open this up?
So
Can I just be like, ah! Ah!
Yes.
okay, so Haru, I'm gonna say, has never met a gelatinous cube before.
Have I? I've been in the under.
He does see that it apparently has melted Laurelin's skin, and he thinks of all the ways he knows how to kill things by punching them directly. And none of those things seem like a good idea right now. But he does have one thing he can do. He is going to make a grapple check, we'll say, if you'll let me, against Laurelin and Galvin, throw them over his shoulder, and just speed blitz out of here.
Okay, so the two.
I don't think
Laurelin,
I've ever seen Haru scared of anything.
Laurelin, you're lamenting the missing skin on your hand and howling in pain as he flops you over his shoulder and takes off running. Galvin, you feel a strong lizard arm hit you straight in the gut and pick you up as he is running full speed down the other hallway.
Yep, full 40.
I got back into the room we were in.
I'm going away from this thing.
Haru is like, not today.
Apparently, contacting this thing dissolves your flesh, and he's not going to have any of that.
The hallway turns and makes a U-turn to the left and goes about 15 feet and then turns to the right. I'll say that you can get to that part where it turns to the right.
Mhm.
You hear just a slight from the hallway that you're coming from.
Ew. Do I see it?
No. It's around the corner. It's not as fast as Haru, fortunately. Do you still have everybody on your shoulder, or are you gonna keep running with them on? Or are you setting them down? How are we doing this?
I am going to move for a little bit more with them. If they want to like fight and try to get off and run on their own 2 feet, they can.
No, I'm all set with being carried. You carry me.
Peru, you put me down.
It's Laurelin. You're gonna hold action.
Yeah.
Good.
Because I got melty hand right now.
You could try curing your wound.
Are we stopping?
I mean, it's your turn. Haru is moving on his turn. So while I'm moving, you'd be trying to heal yourself.
Basically,
Can I do that? Can I heal while we're moving?
I'm going to wait until it comes around the corner.
Okay.
How much space?
The entire
how far is
hole.
the corner from me?
I'm sorry.
How far is the corner from me?
About 15 feet.
Okay.
If it turns the corner and slides in front of you, it's about 15 feet in front of you.
Okay. If it is there right now, I'm going to hit it with Ray of Frost. Shouldn't be able to miss.
No, it's going to be automatic hit. There's no way you miss that.
But I'll roll in case I get a critical. Okay. 19
Total.
total.
15 total. Okay. This ray of frost shoots out of your hand and hits this cube right into the center, and you can see the frosting crystals spreading out in all directions of the thing. It stops for a second and starts to shake, and then the ice melds into the rest of it as it starts to slide forward.
Okay. So if it worked properly, it should reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
It's moving very slow to begin with.
I know. I'm trying to slow it down even more. I only did 1 damage, though, sadly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to back away.
Yeah, okay. You have to go down the hallway to the right,
Yep.
which goes down about 25 feet, and then it's like a T intersection. You can go left or right.
I'm going to wait at the end of the intersection so I can fire again.
Okay. We wait. It takes a few minutes for this thing. You can, at this point, you can see the frost is still in it as it slowly moves, slides into the whole vision of the hallway. At that point, you can see the frost starting to melt.
Okay. I'm going to fire again. Is anybody else going to take a turn?
Laurelyn should definitely be taking a turn.
Yeah. Can I heal myself?
Yes.
Is that like an instant thing, or can I roll for this, or
What are you using?
cure wounds?
Your rounds, you can just decide to cast the spell and then roll a d8 and your wisdom modifier. That's how much you heal.
Okay.
It's considered an automatic hit if you're doing it to a friendly target.
I'd like to heal my melty hand.
Okay. Heal yourself. You took 7 points of damage with that.
Yeah. 10. So I guess my hand is healed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the healing energies kind of work their way through the inside of your arm, and you can see the flesh is visibly like scabbing quickly and falling away to new fresh skin. It's slightly pinker than the rest of your skin, so you've got a kind of a pock-marked camouflage type of pattern on your hand where the skin is regrowing. But otherwise, it is perfectly useful. The wall right behind you at the T is starting to slide open now.
Behind me. Can I move out of the way?
Of course. Which direction?
Wherever Haru is.
So you guys are all kind of right here at the T section of this hallway. Galvin fired another ray of frost.
Actually, I'm going to use an intelligence check because I don't know how well Shatter would work against a gelatinous cube.
Thunder damage? He wants to do Arcana for knowledge on gelatinous cubes.
Yep.
Okay.
10.
You are quite unsure of what the effect of this would be against such a creature.
Okay. Not sure. Good time as ever to
Find out. I believe it's 3d8.
Yep.
And
So-
it's got to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep, has to make a Constitution saving throw. That's going to be a D. I have to make a 13, or it'll take half damage.
And it's thunder damage too, in case it's
Immune.
resistant or immune to that.
You'll take 13.
Yeah, it passed the Constitution save.
So it takes half of.
So 6.
I'm going to say make sure that nothing's coming in behind us. This is a trapped hallway.
Yeah, the panel is slipped completely out now. Which Laurelyn starts to move. Which direction?
As I stated before, I am with Haru. Where he goes, I go.
You don't want to split up?
Hell no! I just had Melty Hand. I am in the worst place in the world. Like, Laurelin does not like being underground. She wants to get out.
As you are arguing in which direction to take, Haru, you feel the slight coldness of this gelatin as it's pushing out from the wall that is at the end of the T.
Okay.
Make a dex save for that.
Alrighty. I'll make a dex save. I'll attempt a dex save. We'll see if I make it. That's a 17 plus 5, so 22.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. As soon as you feel even the slight coldness of it, you jerk back and run into a direction. Which direction do you want to run?
Well,
Better take me with you, lizard man.
I have no idea how long this hallway is and how many more panels have gelatinous cubes coming out of them. We know there may be one way back, but it could have potentially closed.
And it has a cube in front of it.
So, yeah, but we have to go through one cube or another. And I don't know how Galvin's going to get around this thing if we get separated. So I'm going to backtrack a bit.
But you can't backtrack. There's a cube there.
That cube is coming down that hallway.
Yeah, there's, okay.
2.
There is one cube coming back the way we came. How much space do we have between it and us?
About 20 feet at this point.
20 feet, all right. And relative to this new cube that's coming into the hallway at the T intersection, where is Galvin? Is he going to be cut off from us?
If he doesn't run the direction that you run, he will be cut off.
Okay.
Or
This
anybody else.
This round, or does he not have a chance?
I haven't moved yet, so I still
You
have
guys
moved.
definitely have a chance. These things are very slow.
All right. Well, if we can't go back, we have to press forward. Haru is going to move further down the hallway. This is probably a bad decision.
Left or right?
We'll let fate decide. So, we're going right.
Okay. Haru bolts to the right as he jumps back from this cube that is pushing itself into the hallway, into you, attempting to smash the group in between two cubes.
I follow.
And as far as I'm concerned, I haven't dropped Laurelin.
Okay. Laurelin is still on your shoulder. Galvin, you're following him. You guys go down this hallway. It goes about 20 feet and then cuts to the left where it opens up into an entire other room.
It opens up into a new room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say that I'm going to turn around and wait for one of them to get into view, and I'm going to keep hitting them as hard as I can.
One more single level spell slot.
Yeah. Might as well just use. That's not it. I wonder how burning hands would work on one of these things.
See that get that close.
Not necessarily. That'll be last resort. I'm going to wait till one of them gets into view, and I'm going to use Ray of Frost. Help slow it down. And I'm
Okay.
into the hallway before we get to the big room. Right?
Yes. The room opens up into kind of a pentagonal shape. and at the very center is a large column that goes up with stairways, with the stairway winding around the outside of it. There's no railing, it's just stairs jutting out from this pillar going up.
Well, I should say I'm going to be in the room, but I'm going to face out into the hallway. Yeah.
Okay, it's a few minutes before the first cube comes around the corner that you're waiting for it. But sure as anything, you see the slight shimmer and jiggle as it's moving, and then is engulfing the entire hallway, coming towards you.
I'm going to do an experiment. Let's see how fire affects it. I'm going to do firebolt. 18 to hit, and for some reason my rolls are horrible for damage. I got 1.
Ouch. Okay, so yeah, the
One's on damage. That's not gonna end this.
you hit the cube. It chars right as the bolt hits it, but doesn't seem to slow it down at all. You can see some liquid kind of ooze down from it, but the area that it flowed from quickly refills as the cube is moving your way.
Okay, just let me know when I'm able to fire again.
That moment when you wish you were a black dragonborn.
Haru, Laura, you see this? How do you want to react to this?
I think it's Laurelyn's turn.
Well, last time I used Thunderwave, that was bad.
And it would basically just hit me at this point. And maybe Galvin.
I don't think Entangle would be very good against it. What about Ice Knife?
That should work.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, you can definitely throw an ice knife at it.
Okay, let's see. What do I got? All right, I would like to do that. Do I have to roll a d20 for that, or is it something I just cast?
You roll the hit it. But
Yeah, you would
hallway, so.
open the entirety of the hallway. This is going to be nigh impossible to miss.
Yep.
So
Just don't get a 1.
You want me to roll?
you need to roll the hit. Just roll for damage.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Sorry about that. So it looks like you're going to roll me a d10.
Yeah, I know. My d10's missing. Give me a second.
Well, I don't have it.
Okay. How'd the ice knife go?
We haven't found out yet.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. This icy knife flies through the air and plunges into square into the cube itself. Once in the center, it explodes. Roll another 2d6 because this thing will explode like while it's in the cube. So I'll count that damage too.
Yeah. And if the other cube is nearby, it might get hit. Maybe. If you're feeling generous.
I got 8.
So altogether, that was what?
There was 2 8s.
So it's 16. Pretty good.
That's a pretty good hit. Yeah, you see where the knife explodes and just streaks and shards of ice penetrate through this thing. It shimmers and shakes for a minute and stops moving for a little bit as the ice has kind of stalled it.
Okay.
I think that's all I can do.
Yep. How close is it now?
It's closing in. What did I say? This hallway went another 20 feet. So it's almost at the end of the hallway now.
So it's 20 feet away from us.
If you're in the room, what part of the room are you? Right at the edge of the hall? Or are you more into the room?
I'm right at the end of the hall, but I'm going to start backing up.
Okay, yeah, it's within 10 feet of you at this point.
Well, if it's within 10 feet and it's my turn, I'm going to use
Burning hands.
Burning Hands. That should do a bit of damage to it.
All right.
Galvin, Haru.
Yeah.
Before he would be able to act, it would be your shot. Is there anything you want to do?
Basically, we ran. Haru is running as far as he can away from these things, carrying Laurelin, who doesn't seem to be injured too badly anymore. But he's watching his friends pelt them with magic, and he's got his one thing he can do in that regard that he's thinking about constantly. But walking into this next room, is there a pedestal for going to another room?
Just the stairs in the center of the room that goes up alongside the pillar.
Okay. So
This seems like a shaft that goes up several hundred feet. It goes up quite a ways.
okay. So the stairs kind of spiral around the outside.
Yes.
Okay.
You would have to take care climbing them, as there's nothing except the pillar. There's no railing. There's no side. It's just stairs sticking out the side, spiraling upwards.
Okay. He's just going to be moving as far as he can towards that thing. Is that
Okay. Yeah, you could make it to it in nothing. It's not even half your movement to get there.
all right? And how far away is Galvin from me when I make it to the stairs?
He's about 15. Yeah, about 15.
Okay. Haru is going to make it to the stairs and set Laurelin down.
Okay.
And glance back at Galvin to make sure he's following us. As Haru just starts going up the stairs a few at a time.
Okay. And now, Galvin, it would be your turn. Sorry, man. We're still in initiative over here.
Yeah.
Yep. It's because he's not fighting directly. He can't really. Okay, so that's going to be 10 damage. It has to make a dexterity save, which I can't really see it doing that.
If it jumps.
But it's in a hallway, filling the hallway.
10 on the initial.
Yep.
And I will.
Cone in a hallway. Let's see if you can dodge.
Yeah, it absolutely fails. So 10 altogether, or?
Yep.
Okay.
and then I'm going to make it to the steps.
Okay. Do all three of you start working your way up?
Haru is. He set Laureline down on the steps.
Yep. I am.
Okay. You guys would start climbing the stairs, and if you bothered to look back, you would see the cube push its way out, where it would kind of lose its shape and melt down a little bit, followed by the second one, and they just kind of gel together and make a giant puddle. There's not a whole lot of movement at that point.
So that's how baby cubes are made.
Are they actually climbing the stairs behind us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you? That's what you told me you were doing.
So they're going to make their way up the stairs. We're gonna just have to keep firing. Laurelyn, it's your turn. You can miss this time.
Maybe.
How many times am I allowed to cast Ice Knife?
How many slots do
It's
you
a
have?
first level spell.
Yeah, and I got 4. Okay.
3, maybe 4.
Yeah, I got 4. I guess I will do that again. So, am I rolling a d20 this time?
Yeah, now you have to because you're some distance in between you. There's no real way for a guaranteed hit at this point. So yeah,
17.
hits.
Yeah. Okay. Six.
On the D10
Okay.
and
Yep.
Yeah. D6.
Six. All right. It wiggles and the ice kind of cracks as the thing moves. You can hear it break away, but the gel melts it fairly quickly and melds it back into itself.
Well, that's all I got.
Haru,
What, you want me to try my lightning breath on it? Okay. How far away is the slime from us?
How far did you climb?
I mean, technically stairs are difficult terrain, so I can only go up 20 feet around with my straight movement.
Okay, so you wrapped around a couple of times or once on this pillar. You
Okay.
stand about 20 feet above this puddle of goo.
All right. Not sure how well projectile attacks are going to work out. Haru is going to, I guess, kneel down, grab one of the stairs for support, look down over the edge with a dart ready, and chuck that at the goo. Since he's up above it. So that's a natural 18. This is cocked, which is dumb because it's a 4. Okay, there we go. So natural 18 to hit and a total of 5 damage on whichever one of the oozes. Or if they're together, then yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the dart flies into it and sticks, and then slowly is engulfed by the thing. You can't tell if you hurt it or not. You see your dart floating in the goo.
I want to say it's more of a shuriken than a dart, but
Okay, shuriken. Projectile.
Yeah.
It's floating there inside. Starting to get a little clean. Metal's very shiny.
Perfect. All right.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
So I'm going to go up 15 feet since I'm slower. And then I'm going to use Shatter again.
So they got a DC 13 concentration. All right.
Yep.
Constitution.
Constitution, yeah. And that's a good roll.
Yeah.
It's a failed Constitution save.
Failed? Okay.
Good.
This is going to be... Yep, 22 damage.
All right. Describe the spell.
Shatter.
What would it look like?
This is fun.
Okay, so a sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice, which is going to be the exact center of them.
Mm-hmm.
Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a Constitution saving throw, and they failed. So they took 22 damage. That's a 3d8 roll. I'll skip that. A creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage. It's not really disadvantage. So yeah, it's basically a sound attack.
Okay, so yeah, like just a sound wave would emanate powerfully from the center of this goo, right? So this thing would explode like a cow patty. It just goo flies everywhere. It's split almost completely in half. The goo, the parts that flew away are seeping down off the stairs. You can hear the hiss as it hits the stonework. It's like the puddle starts to reform. It's smaller than it was, but it's still doesn't seem to be moving at all. It is just forming itself and staying where it's at.
Well, it's my turn, right?
Goos are tough. Yes.
I'm gonna do another ice knife. And that's my last first level. $18.
Okay.
That's a 7.
Okay. Same.
And can I move up the stairs?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like
same
to do
thing. The ice knife flies into the goo, explodes within it. You see the shards of ice. This time they kind of stick out like stalactites from the goo and immediately start to melt slowly back into the goo. Then you start to move up. Okay, these stairs are very, very thin. So what's the marching order here? Who's ahead of who? If you try to push your way past, both people are going to need a dex save to keep from falling off.
I guess Haru is leading because he's up in the front. He was just the first one to climb up the stairs.
I'll be second.
Okay.
I guess I'm last.
Yeah, you'll catch up to the group. What would you guys like to do from here?
Yes, we're
GTFO.
Yep. I don't think Haru could convince Laura to go back into the narrow hallways.
Nope.
Okay, this is going to be a good climb. It's going to take a while. It goes up quite a ways. Say it's going to take a good 20 minutes to climb. You all, Haru, make a con save because this is probably your forte. But Galvin and Laura, you guys are going to take a level of exhaustion.
That's a flat 12 for me.
Exhaustion.
Yeah, you're huffing and puffing, but you're not exhausted.
Okay.
But Laura and Galvin are both gasping for air by the time you reach the top of these stairs. The pillar ends abruptly on a smooth walkway that goes down a darkened tunnel that opens up like a triangle outwards, and then as you go forward, there is an open door, double doors that are pulled open, and from the inside, a watery bluish glow is emanating from the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Haru just looks at that, looks back at his two companions. I hate to say it, but I think we're lost.
You think?
And then he's going to cautiously walk down the walkway to see what the blue glow is. Yeah.
Okay. As you walk into, do you just walk in, or are you going to like peek around the corner?
I'm going to stealth.
Okay. So you sneak in to the door and peek around, and in front of this very large tank containing a still form of this monstrous fish creature. It has rows of eyes that go down the side of it. It has two tendrils that come out of the side of its head, almost like a catfish, but they move independently. The thing seems to be frozen in place. Before it, there is a figure of a humanoid creature knelt down, I guess, and it would appear in prayer to this thing.
Okay. So
Make it roll.
So basically, I see a monstrosity being prayed to. And how far away are they from me?
This room is kind of large, so it would be about 25 feet from you, and it would encompass the center of the room.
And I'm on the same level as them.
Yes.
Okay. Haru was going to sneak back to my friends who are trying to regain their breath and maybe get a drink from the canteens and inform them on what he saw. Looks like there's a large monstrosity inside a tank that's being watched over or prayed to by a smaller figure, humanoid figure.
What was the smaller figure?
I couldn't tell at this distance.
And a voice would come over Haru's shoulder. That would be I.
And
I was called Barkley once, and we've been expecting you.
We've heard much about you, Barclay. Or out of character, Mr. Broccoli.
Broccoli.
How wide is the walkway we're on? 5 feet, 10 feet?
The walkway? No, you guys are to the stairs is about 5 feet behind you, but you're in the room with walls about 15 feet to the side to side.
Okay. Oh, so it's like an enclosed
Yeah.
hallway. All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a scaffolding or something.
Right at the top of the pillar, it is, but it goes immediately into this room that opens up into this chamber that this thing is in. Barkley steps into the light. You see he has a shield and an extremely nice sword in his hand. His armor is one of the guards from back in Ampalor.
Okay.
This was an officer's military armor. He steps forward. His hair seems wet, and he appears to be sweating kind of profusely. But he steps forward and says, "The master expected you here. Please, won't you let him welcome you?" And he steps
Master?
inside with his shield arm and points to the room.
I'm looking into his eyes. Do I see madness or like fervor or?
That would require insight.
Yep. And that will be an 18.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't appear normal. It's almost as if he is acting against his own will, or totally enthralled to something more powerful than he.
Okay.
And then all three of you have a voice ring through your head, loudly and powerfully. Enter.
Okay. I am going to walk past Barkley, back turn to him, and kind of glance over my shoulder to see where he's looking. Like I'm about to go in, but I pause and like look over my shoulder and look at Barkley and look at my companions.
They're all like looking towards the room.
Yeah.
Barkley is pointing towards. Barkley is staring right at you. Direct eye contact, unwavering.
Okay.
A slight smile.
Well, we all know what happens when I go into a room, so.
This is a narrow hallway leading to a room, which is more spacious.
Yep.
But there's something that's speaking directly to our minds there.
Mm-hmm. So we could ask questions, but I'm pretty sure it'll tell us everything we need to know.
As soon as we go in that room.
Oh, let's go in, but You guys leave.
I was hoping Sparkly wouldn't be looking at me. Sure. What Haru is going to do is do a quick spin, grab Barkley's sword arm, and then I'm going to spend a key point to punch him twice in the face with flurry of blows. Non-lethal damage. Punch him in the face.
You're gonna want to unmute yourself.
Everybody else roll initiative. What was the attack roll?
14.
15.
So my first move is to grab his sword. This is a grapple.
His sword arm.
Yeah. Grab his sword arm. And if you're going to count that as a, what do you want to say? Is that an athletics check or a straight strength check?
The grapple?
Or an unarmed attack? Your choice.
Athletics.
All right. Athletics. That'll be a total of 24.
Okay, you grab his arm and then try to punch him in the face.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's a nat 20.
Oh yeah.
And
Punch him in the face.
and then a dirty 20 for the next one.
Okay.
All right. So we're following standard critical hit rules, right? Where I just double the dice.
Yes.
All right. That will be a 9 and a 6, so 15 damage total.
15 damage total. Okay.
Non-lethal.
Non-lethal. Got it. His head snaps back twice as you pound into his face. His nose laid over to the side of his cheek, blood pouring down. He looks back at you, slinging a bit of his blood across your face, and he smiles a bloody grin. Roll initiative.
Alrighty.
14 for Laura, 15 for Galvin.
And a 19 for me.
Okay. And what is your dex?
My dex, it's just straight dex, is a 16.
Okay, you're a little quicker than him. Okay. We'll let this. Oh, well, also this. Okay. Okay.
We have a bigger threat.
Haru, I need you to make a wisdom save at 14.
DC 14 wisdom save.
Hmm.
Here we go. That's an 11.
All right. You feel the voice worm its way into your ear and through your head. You fall immediately under its thrall as it all makes perfect sense. You are magically charmed by this thing.
All right.
Your action, you can't attack the charmer or Barkley.
All right. So I see that. Okay. So I see a punch him in the face twice, and then it all makes sense. I want to say my eyes kind of dilate a little bit.
Yep.
And I let go of his sword arm. I apologize to him. and I turn and walk in to follow the summons down the hallway.
Okay. Haru starts to walk into the room
Okay.
towards this thing. Barkley looks towards Galvin and Laura, smiling and laughing. He takes a swing at Galvin. That's not going to hit though. Galvin, your training with Haru these past several months has started to pay off. You're a little quicker than you should be, and you dodge out of the way of his blow. It's going to be your turn now.
Okay. Is he within 20 feet of Barclay?
Who, you?
No. Haru.
No, Haru has walked into the room.
That fast?
It's right there. You guys had already walked.
I want to know how close he is to Barclay.
He's about 20.
Okay.
He's in front of this tank where this monstrosity is.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Sleep. So creatures within 20 feet of a point I choose are affected.
Okay.
So I have to roll.
There's no attack roll. You just have to roll a
Yep.
amount of HP that gets used up.
Thankfully, Barkley was hit pretty hard. So as long as
I've got 26 maximum HP. You're probably not going to put me to sleep.
yeah. So that's going to be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22, subtract from the lowest, the person with the lowest hit points
First,
So Barkley's most likely gonna fall asleep.
the way sleep works, I have 26 HP. You know however much HP Barkley has. I'm not going to be put to sleep by this spell. But between the two of us, the 22 HP worth of sleep is going to count as like a subdual non-lethal damage and knock someone unconscious.
Does Haru?
I have 26 HP. I have not been hurt today. So if I have this HP, then what's his face?
Barkley?
Then I would soak up all of the spell and be drowsy, but not asleep.
Yeah, you definitely have less hit points than Barkley does.
Yeah.
Even with the damage he took.
Even with the damage he took.
I can't really do anything else. So you're just drowsy. And I wasted a spell. I was hoping that he would have been lower health.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
It doesn't count max hit points. It counts hit points remaining.
I can't hear you.
He muted himself.
You're still muted.
Blur. This is what you
did. Okay.
floating in the tank.
I have seen the infinite of OBS.
It's
I
like,
cannot unsee.
it's like
Oh, no.
Maybe we need to kill that.
I don't think we're gonna be able to kill that. We can't kill its minion.
But isn't it frozen?
No, it's
Still.
tank.
Anyway, we have to
It
find
is Lord.
incapacitate everybody that gets charmed. If I had cast sleep on myself, I would have been fine.
Or so you guys can see it, just kind of thud. Sleeps on himself. Pass right out.
Anyway, Laurelyn, your turn.
This is where Charm Person comes in handy. You might be able to overcome the effect of the aboleth.
I don't have charm. Mm. All my spell slots are. So this thing is in a tank.
Yes.
Tank of water, yes.
Yes.
What if we
Mm,
what if we broke the tank and
What-
drained the water?
that would work.
Can I use will Thunderwave do that to that?
You would have to get closer. Just like, oh sure, I'll go closer.
Yeah, you would
Well,
definitely have to be closer.
I would like to try that.
Okay. Go forth.
I will go forth. Can I do it? Or am I like
Too far.
What's the
range
what's the action?
Her wave
Thunder.
is 15.
Wait.
Is 5 feet directly adjacent to her, basically. Every square adjacent to her. She
It just blasts out. Okay, Laurelyn, Barkley doesn't even stop you as you run forward, and you jump at the tank, and this thunder wave blasts out from you as you try to grab the glass.
yeah, it says it's 3d8.
Okay, roll.
Well, I'm reading everything.
I think that's your feedback.
No, I think it's you.
She's still.
When we're muted, we still get feedback from you. Not sure what that deal is.
I know I'm coming over my husband's speaker, so
But he is muted.
If he's muted, then it won't be coming over his speakers.
Unless it's coming over his speakers back into her room.
It's all the way across the apartment. There's no way.
Hmm.
Either way, we'll figure that out at some other time. 3d8.
okay. I was just trying to see what else happens with this. But okay, I will do that right now.
Thunderwave 3d8. Shatters 3d8. Thunderwave should be like 2d6 or something like that. 3d6. Oh, it's 2d8. Unless you're upcasting it.
Yeah, on second level.
Second level,
It's
yeah.
under second level.
3d8.
All right. I don't currently have that many 3d8, so Like, well, D8.
Just rolls as
Okay.
many as you have, and then roll as many as you need.
All right, first one's a 6. The next one's a 1. And then another 6.
So
Okay. So this blast knocks Haru flying across the room.
Okay.
The tank
Sorry, Haru.
Do I get a?
shatters inward as all three of you are blinded by a white light and a laugh as water rushes out of the tank. Sometime later, you don't have any idea how long, the three of you awaken in the room. The tank is shattered and empty. Barkley and the creature are nowhere to be found, and everything is deadly silent.
We're all in our right mind.
Yeah, Haru, you're back to your right mind.
Haru no longer looks creepy.
Nope.
How much damage?
Thunder
did
Wave
you
knocked
take?
it right out of his.
How much damage did I take? All 13, or did I try a saving throw?
You were enthralled. I'm gonna be a dick and not give you that saving throw.
All right,
It's
fair
a
enough.
dex save, right? Is it a dex or a con?
Probably
Does that
con
matter?
with
If it's con, you can tab it. If it's dex, you can't.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay, you can have it.
Okay. Nope. Take the full 13. Was knocked away, hit my head, fell unconscious.
Yeah, it sent you flying.
Okay.
You all wake up. Don't know how much time has passed, but everything is super quiet. Haru, you sit up. The voice in your head is gone, and you start to focus. Everything was fuzzy as you open your eyes, and you see Laurelyn unconscious with several shards of glass sticking out of her skin. And Galvin is unconscious, but his hand is starting to like open and close into a fist. He seems like he's coming to.
Okay. Well, my first thought is, did I drink again? What happened? And then seeing the room, the situation we're in, memories start flooding in. Oh.
You would notice that the Ioun Stone is gone.
I'm going to stand back up, look around, make sure I didn't just drop it. Don't see it. Then I'm going to head over to Laurelyn. Check my pack for medical supplies, and I'm going to put a little bit of leather in her mouth. She has something to bite on and scream into. And then, while she's asleep, just start pulling the glass shards out. And then,
As soon as Haru yanks the first shard out, your eyes snap open, Laura. You scream in pain.
there's a
My first reaction would be to punch.
all right.
Your arm shoots across ineffectually and makes contact with his scaly hide.
I give her a blank look and kind of like wave the glass shard in her face, and then toss it off to the side, and then reach down for the next one.
Make your roll. Roll for medicine.
I'm trying to talk, but I have leather in my mouth. So I'm all like,
I don't know. Do I have to make a medicine check, or am I just pulling glass shards out?
You'll just pull. I mean, you guys can take the time
Yeah.
that would be unnecessary. Laura, he would stitch you up as best he could. None of these are like super deep. One nicked a good vein, but he was able to stop the bleeding temporarily, at least. Well, you can take a rest and get some magical healing.
Yes. I'd like to do that.
Do you have spells left? I thought you were out.
I have one under the second level.
Oh, okay. Well, if you can
It's a
heal
cure
yourself.
wounds. It's 2d8 plus 4.
Depends on how badly you're hurt.
I mean, she
I
took,
don't know.
it's not a whole lot of damage. We'll say like 5, but
Oh.
it was more superficial, and the one bleeding effect that she would need to stop.
And when I've removed the glass shards and finished stitching her up, I will remove the gag and start packing away everything.
Can we rest?
I mean, such as it were, yeah, you could.
Because, I mean,
Depends on if being unconscious for an indeterminate amount of time counts as a short rest or not.
Yeah, that wasn't restful.
All right.
well, I mean, we should rest because I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to go back through the ooze gauntlet like in the state that I am in.
Is there more to this room?
No, this is all there was.
Just the broken tank.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to go back through the ooze gauntlet.
No way forward. Okay, well, I guess we rest here. Someone keep watching in case what's left of the ooze tries coming up the stairs.
We're just waiting for like a half or an hour for a short rest, right?
Yeah, short rest is only an hour. You don't gain spells back with a short rest, though.
Nope. But you can spend hit dice for healing.
Yes. Anybody that would need to do that can do that.
Did I take any damage? I don't think I did.
I don't think you did.
I didn't get hit this time. Yay.
You definitely dodged a seasoned warrior's blow. Actually, pretty proud of yourself over that one.
So to get hit points back, it'd be 1d8 plus 2, correct? All right, because I rolled an 8.
Cool. So you regain 10 hit points. If you were down less than that, you gain them all.
Yay!
Yeah, on my short rest. That's pretty good. 9 plus 4. That's 3. Yeah, I managed to just barely top out.
Okay. Now, it's 11:30 y'all's time. Do you want to keep going for another 20 or so, or you rest as a place to call it?
I would like to see if we can get out.
Okay. We can keep going for a bit. I just don't want to keep y'all up to loop. So yeah, you would short rest, regain your composure, and as it were, you start to feel a little better. Haru, I imagine you have some kind of like ration or
Questions?
water. So
No one's gonna ask what happened.
I mean, that's up to you. I can't speak for you.
I think sitting down, Haru is going to say, after I hit Barkley, whatever was in that tank reached into my mind.
Yeah. You definitely were not yourself.
Oh, I would have kept hitting him.
I'm not sure where the creature went after the blast.
And Laurelin, that may have been the first time you ever heard Haru apologize about anything.
Orland's gonna sit there and like
When I let Barkley go, that was probably the first time you ever heard Haru apologize. So you definitely knew something was wrong.
I have no idea where any of them went. She's just gonna get quiet now.
Wet footprints.
Well, either they went down the way we came up, or there's another door here that we haven't found.
That creature can survive outside of water?
Apparently.
Long enough.
Is there like a drag trail, like an oozy looking like trail?
Well, the room is still soaked with water. There's no real way you could see right here. But the only way out is back down the stairs.
Is there lighting?
No, not anymore. The light that was emanating from the tank is gone.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to use dancing lights because that's what I've been using this time, and just have them spread out, see if I can see what there is to see.
Haru is just gonna check to see if he's got everything on his person, like nothing else was taken other than the ion stone.
Yeah, everything else seems to be intact and left alone. It's only the ion stone that was gone. The first thought, as you guys are trying to figure out what happened, is how something that massive would go down such a small staircase.
It obviously didn't.
Well, we kind of chilled out, took our short rest, and after that, Haru is going to investigate the tank further.
Along the bottom of it are more symbols. These are large. You can see the work within the floor is this circular pattern that encompasses the entirety of the tank. Roll in Arcana.
Me?
Galvin. Yeah.
Not me. I look at it. I say this is different, and I pull
15.
Galvin over to look at it because that's his wheelhouse. I'm not trying.
You're pretty sure that this is some sort of warding magics. It's like this was meant to keep that creature in the tank. You see several of the symbols have been damaged in the stonework. You think maybe that weakened the ward enough for the thing to reach out like it did.
I'm going to take my hand and do this. I just say exactly what happened. Like, we broke the seal.
Don't bring me underground anymore.
We fell right into its trap. And we let it out, whatever it was.
And there's no other ways in or out of this room. Haru is just checking the walls.
It's not on the ceiling, is it?
Walls, yeah, walls.
No.
Good point.
Waiting there stalking.
hopefully it ate all of the gelatinous cubes along the way.
It didn't eat us. Unless it did.
No, it did not.
And then, with nothing else in this room, I guess Haru is just going to start walking out through the hallway to go down the stairs.
Orlin's gonna follow.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do. So I guess we're gonna start going back down.
Unless Galvin wanted to sketch the warding runes,
Yeah, might as well.
get a record of them.
Okay, you quickly scratch them down in one of your notebooks, and you guys would spend the time going down the stairs. There is no trace of any ooze down at the bottom, and the hallway itself is a straight hallway that goes to about 80 feet in front of you, and a stairway that would go sharply up.
Okay. And there's no other hallways we could take?
Nope.
All right.
Just the one that you came in, and the way is completely straight.
All right. And we'll try going up that staircase.
Okay, that one climbs another good distance. It takes you a while.
We'll pace ourselves. When they get tired, we'll just sit down for a few minutes and then.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And you get to the top. You recognize this is the room with the bridge and the first control panel. The doors are blasted inwards and shattered along the stairwell.
Well,
Wow.
yeah.
How'd that happen?
Well, we kind of messed up royally.
And Haru's going to just move through and see if either of the curators are here.
I don't think they could stop this thing.
Okay, yeah, y'all run up the stairs, and it's a giant mess up there. It looks like some titanic magical battle happened. There are scorch marks, and the circular room is damaged. The parts of the floor is buckling under. There is chunks of gray rock scattered all over the place. And at the bottom of the stair, you would recognize Ariel's half face. As you run up to it, before she was blasted apart, there was a look of horror on her face. This thing, whatever it was able to destroy both of these librarian guardians. And you would look bewildered at each other, especially you, Galvin. You knew the power that these things had running through them, and for this thing to go through both of them, this is a power unlike you've ever encountered. And we will call it a session at this point.
Okay. What was the name of the other guardian?
Or Lhasa. Let me make sure I got the name right. Where are you? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Urlana, not Lhasa. Urlana. And with that, we'll call it. And I want to thank anybody that is either watching now or in the future. Appreciate you taking the time to follow along our little story here. I'm Jason Smith with Smith's Forge Gaming. These are my wonderful players. We will see you next time.
So yeah.